Crack it open, feel the thrill. OND Light's the perfect chill. Great content, less filling. It's the vibe you've been missing. OND Light, sit back, relax.
All right. I will say, though, when they came and pointed her out, I already knew it wasn't her, but not because of the tattoo, but because she was on a fucking ship thousands of miles away.
Sure. But her crew had gone out and partied without her the night before. And we all know that they love to play it fast and loose with hyperspace in Star Wars.
So then instead, all right, I get it now. Let's get rid of the mask or the tattoo. We do the flashbacks, which we'll talk about the flashbacks and what maybe should or shouldn't have been in there. But when it comes to the finger pointing, we have to make it more believable because it didn't feel believable. It needs to be more pointed out as believable. Have her have a lot more like, because she woke up to a dream of that. It's like, why would you dream about that?
There's no dream.
Yeah, no dream. Like, there needs to be more of believableness for why.
You know what? She's not on a ship either. She's in a fucking pit like Pelimoto in The Mandalorian. There's droids to repair your starships. She can work on speeders in a garage.
I see what you're saying. So switch where she's at, take her off of a ship. Yeah, that seems fine. What else is she doing with her life? She should be repairing robots and astromechs more than ships.
Sure.
That seems like she knows them
Wouldn't
more.
Wouldn't that be a more practical job for someone?
Than a mech tech?
Yeah.
We need to know more about this mech tech lore.
No, we don't.
I feel because we have to make
we
have to make a reason why it was important
to fix your ship. No, because it doesn't exist in our version of the show. There are droids to fix
Fine,
your
in our show it doesn't, but later, Joey, I would like to see if we can look up some more lore about mech techs.
She is a droid repair person.
I like that better. Very much so. I like that better. And maybe she's even working on like an Ewok crawler. No, that puts her in Tatooine.
Jawas.
We do Tatooine.
We're not on Tatooine.
We do it way too much.
She can repair the
and I'm
droids.
at
She can
Jawas,
repair
you're
the
right.
droids on a ship.
That's fine. All right, that's fine. Let's do that. Let's do that.
So the flashback happens.
Yes. Now let's talk about the flashback.
Yes.
Okay. What about the flashback do I want to change? I want some more hintentation of
Indentation.
I don't know. I'm making up words. I got my own vocabulary. I want more hinting at what made them. But I want it to be fucking mad obscure. That you don't know what it was until the end. Some way of doing that when you watch the last episode, you go, oh, whoa. You know what I mean?
You know how I said Chimera is gone? Here's the reason.
Yeah, why are we getting rid of Chimera?
Here's the reason.
I actually like him. Like, he's a bad guy, but I like him.
Here's the reason.
Okay.
We're going to, Mama Anastea and Mama Cora, we're going to build that tension up through the flashbacks to the point where at the end, they are ready to go at each other over this.
Okay.
So things play out pretty much the same way in the flashbacks for me. The major difference, one of the major differences, Torben, he doesn't want to go home because he's homesick. That's fucking stupid.
He's a young, dumb kid, Joey.
He's young, dumb, and full of cum. And he has a little Padawan lover on the side that he's been thinking about for the last 7 months.
Who does?
Torben, the Padawan.
Who?
In our version.
Oh, okay. See, we keep going back and forth.
In our version,
Torben has a lover Padawan.
Yes.
Got you. Okay.
So he's already a little shifty.
But he's not homesick?
He's homesick for her.
Instead of just homesick.
Instead of, I just want to go back to Coruscant.
Yeah, but he has to lie. He can't say, I want to go back to my lover.
The audience knows.
Oh, okay. We're making it an audience thing. I got you. Okay.
The audience knows.
Okay. I thought you were just making stuff up in his head that we would never learn about.
And maybe when he gets his little brain wipe, we find out.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Right?
Like that.
So there's more of a reason than I just want to go home.
Okay. All right.
Also, he's a little bit more excited that this thing that's supposed to be like a major occurrence in the Force that has never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And when they finally tell him about, hey, we're looking for this thing that's super rare and never happens called a Vergence, he's not just like, oh, well, what if we went back to Coruscant though?
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. And then
this
the
planet
trance
that
is
we're
more
on,
about, you're missing your lover, or like this love will bring you to the dark
and
side.
the Jedi have kept her from you.
Yeah, this would be more like that. Okay, I like that. That's good. Okay. All right. So that's more the flashback. So we build up the
goes
tension.
Down, like the fire happens. There's the explosion.
All of that stays the
still
same.
happens.
Okay.
The only thing we don't know is we know that Anastasia is
Yes, Anastasia
is dead. We don't know what happened to Cora.
We also don't know that. No. We did technically find that out.
In this version, Cora's Smilo Ren.
Yeah, did you realize that she just turned to smoke and then never showed back up?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. In this version,
because apparently she went into Kalnaka.
Yeah, there is no chimera because Cora is the one who's been like, May, she destroyed our whole lives. They took your sister.
So Cora is chimera now.
Yes. I'm gonna make you the
Feels like
strongest dark side user I can to kill these Jedi.
That feels like a tough one to hide. Mostly because Chimera at first, specifically, was the guide character for May.
Sure.
I also work for him.
And I think we could still keep him in that role.
Oh. Just don't make him Smiley Ren.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make him sort of that character who's also like an acolyte who's working under Cora, but Cora is the Sith. Okay. But she's never a Sith. We're not going to do a Sith because we're not going to fuck up the continuity of the timeline of Star Wars.
Well, I mean, there was Sith during the High Republic,
yes,
but they weren't
not do something so brazen to reveal themselves to the Jedi.
Correct.
100 years before they were ready.
Yeah.
She is a powerful dark side user already, as essentially a Night Sister. Just let them be dark side users.
They don't need to be Sith.
Keep the Cortosis too. I'm all for like getting that kind of stuff back into the actual lore.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine like Jedi coming at her and she's just like martial arts fighting with the Cortosis and shorting their lightsabers out.
Mm-hmm.
Kicking them out of their hands, taking them, stabbing them with their own lightsabers.
Okay. Could be cool. I don't know if I love Cora being that bad dark person. I don't know if I like it that what she did was awful, and I think was perfect for her character.
Hateful one.
She was hangry and hangry.
She was hangry. Too.
She was angry.
She didn't get any of the spice cream.
Yes, she was very angry and spiteful. You are correct. But I feel like what her character did was good enough for how much I hated what she did. Because when it came down to it, had she not been so spiteful, none of it would have happened.
Sure.
And
that's why it makes it better for her to be twisting May's actions into doing her revenge for her.
Okay. All right, I don't hate it.
And we can think she died in the attack.
All right, so let's skip forward. We get to... She's the one pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
Kymar is just a lackey, just like May.
Yep.
They're chasing May down. Well, really, it all starts to climax when they go after Kalnaka.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens there instead? The whole story has to change at about that spot.
Why?
Well, I mean, if we don't have Quaimar come in as Smiley Ren and kill everybody and Kalnaka, then what?
Have Cora come in and do it.
So we do the thing that we didn't want, which is show off Cora and show that she's the bad guy again?
We don't know.
Or
who
show
it
the
is.
main
She
bad
never
guy
takes
off?
her helmet off the whole time.
So you want it that the helmet doesn't come off like it did?
Mm-hmm. I don't want
Okay.
that revealed to the end.
Okay, sure.
And I do want you to play it up where it could be Chimere still.
But at that time is when OSHA and May switch spots. And if there isn't the reveal of who they are, and
Why do you need a reveal to do that? They can talk to him from behind the helmet the whole time.
so Kymar, let's say it's Korra, they're all there. They start fighting. The same fight
Mhm.
happens. Everybody dies. Soul's the only survivor. Soul is fighting Korra. Soul's smart. Wouldn't Soul figure it out?
Why? It's a person behind a mask
And
with a voice
specifically-
modulator in flowy robes.
Okay, so they fight. Face isn't revealed.
You can still end the fight the same way.
All right, fine. Korra gets OSHA instead of May. Well, actually, the whole other big part was that May was turning herself in and turning to the good side, turning to the Jedis.
You still have that conversation between May and Chimere, and you still get Chimere up in the trap, I think. But then you have Chimere reunite. May goes with the Jedi.
Like that still happens. I mean, because now we
You
have
still have to play off that Chimere can be the Sith, so they can't be in the same place at the same time.
fine. Okay. You know, you never see Bruce Wayne or Batman at the same time.
Exactly.
All right, fine. So OSHA ends up getting taken, going to the planet with Corrin.
Yeah.
Corrin reveals herself.
No.
Still doesn't reveal herself. So she's doing what? Just trying to convince OSHA. The big thing that pushes her is putting the helmet on.
Right.
One of the big things that pushes her is putting the helmet on.
But
And
I think you
then-
can do that through character interaction and writing.
All right.
Like maybe the whole time it's OSHA just trying to go to the ship like she intended. And you have this shadowy figure who's pursuing her the entire time, could kill her at any time, but doesn't. And just keeps dropping like these, well, do you remember this? Do you remember how this happened? Haven't you ever asked yourself about this?
Okay. So what about... Because you've got to think about season 2.
I'm not thinking about season 2. I'm telling a self-contained story of one season.
8 episodes and that's
Yeah.
it.
Because we're going to have a tight plot.
All right. So what is your rise to action and what's your
Well, we're in
climax?
rising action right now.
Yeah. So what is the ending to the story?
So the climax of the story, I think we have to have the sisters face off.
When are they facing off?
Why? We need to figure out why. Why do you have them facing off?
I don't have them facing off.
What was your ending?
I was getting rid of them. They weren't even in my story. I fucking got rid of them. I didn't even want them in the show. I just don't think they were written well, and I don't like their purpose of the story. I think the Acolyte should have been the story about the stranger. Like, I find his story so much more compelling. Like, I don't know, but that's a different thing. But if we were to continue to have OSHA and May, I do feel like they could have made the show good as well, but it needed to be redone. And a lot of the changes that we made, I think, started us to get there 100%. I'm just not getting where you're going with the end of this, and why we now have them fighting each other.
Well, I think that it still sticks to May and Korra wanting to reveal the truth to May.
Okay. That's
so,
okay.
and part of that.
So does May turn good? Is what we're saying?
No.
No.
May is with Soul intentionally to get Soul in the same way to come back and like confess in front of OSHA.
Yes. Okay.
And maybe if we are working towards a season 2, he already confesses to May on the ship, like it happened in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that starts to turn her away from the dark side.
So she instead sees
what actually happened.
Right. And sees his actions as justified, as he says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he explains what happened. He's being earnest because he thinks he's talking to OSHA.
Then revealed it's May.
It was supposed to be like, oh, here's my chance to take him out. He goes through this whole thing unprompted. Like, now that we're here, I can finally tell you what happened. Goes through the whole thing. She second guesses it. She's like, we have to go back to get my sister.
Yeah.
Doesn't specify that.
Okay, fine. So they go, and Soul confesses in front of OSHA again?
I think we have Soul and Cora face off.
And then it's revealed it's Cora.
Yeah, that's when the helmet gets knocked off.
Okay.
I think we have Soul win the fight.
And Cora die.
And that's what triggers OSHA to rage out and kill Soul.
So then
and May
OSHA kills Soul.
Yeah.
OSHA kills Soul or tries to kill Soul?
OSHA kills Soul.
OSHA kills Soul. So then May and OSHA fight. What's the ending to that?
I don't think they get to fight. I think that's when Vanestra Rose shows up with the other Jedi to investigate what's happening.
And what, they just arrest both of them?
No, they have to run. They're on the run. They don't get to settle their thing. And then there's your...
So they're about to fight, but instead of fighting, they work together to run away?
They don't work together. They go off on their own.
Away. Okay, yeah. They just run away. And season 2 is us chasing them?
It's them coming back together. Hey there, dipshits. It's me, Joey, a.k.a. Slooty Mage.
I'm Hunter, voice of Hunter Taylor.
And I'm Carter, Deagle Eagle.
We're
OlderNDumber. Every Friday, we drop wisdom, humor, and a whole lot of nonsense. You won't want to miss it.
Become a patron today for as low as $5 a month. Get early access to all our episodes and exclusive behind-the-scenes looks at all the things we're doing and May's super secret editing notes.
Shout out to all our awesome dipshits. Your support really helps keep this madness going.
Join the crew. Be a dipshit. It's an exclusive club, and you're invited.
So, dipshits, mark your calendar every Friday for a dose of Older and Dumber craziness. See you there.
Fade to black! On my stand! Fade to black!